Soccer 605 here with Gwyneth Dean-Witte, the president of Wessington Springs Soccer, and boy, we were just so happy to see so many Wessington Springs teams registered here this weekend.
Yeah, lots of blue running around. We're really happy to be here. We have about 900 people in our town, and we have 101 kids signed up for soccer in our town. So we're pretty proud of ourselves and of our kids and the families that make it happen. So.
Well, and having known you for a few years, and having been a big fan and somebody who's worked with your son John, and we identified him here at a state tournament a few years ago, and so the kind of commitment and the kind of opportunities though that your kids out of Wessington Springs have.
Yeah, it does. It is a big commitment, and but I just think it's such an excellent sport. Get kids outside and off video games, make friends in town that maybe with kids that aren't in their own grade. For small towns, they are with the same 20 kids in class their whole elementary, high school career, and it's really nice to mix up the ages and make new friends in our own community and with our surrounding communities. And then when we come to big tournaments like this, it's pretty fun for everybody.
And your two sons, Owen and John, they epitomize that. Owen is one of the few, I like almost all young guys that I come across, but I have a lot of respect for Owen and what he's accomplished in his young lifetime. It's been pretty amazing. Yeah,
well, thank you. He is very driven and single-minded, and he found a niche refereeing and playing in soccer, but especially refereeing. And he's got friends from all over the state. Actually, multi-states. He's been able to travel and save up some money for college, and it's really given him an avenue to spread his wings and find out who he is, and it's been a real pleasure to have all three of my kids involved in soccer.
Both of those guys just found a place where they belong, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, and John really has been able to shine. We didn't have a high school program, so once the kids in Wessington Springs were past 14, John and Owen elected to go up to Huron and play. So they played on varsity in Huron for a number of years, and then when they went school sanctioned, we had to kind of regroup, and so actually both kids went out for football, which I wore my soccer mom t-shirt to the first football game, but they were able to find a niche there too, but continue with soccer through the different club organizations and other opportunities that there are in South Dakota.
That was kind of heartbreaking to me when I heard that news, because of all the people that who love soccer the most. Those two guys are right at the top of the list.
Yeah, I'm probably going to start to cry. It was really a hard fall. We just had really good friends up in Huron, and I understand why they did it, and I was actually for the decision. I was on the Huron soccer board as well, and I was actually pleased that it happened when it did. That community needed to do that for that school and that population. Kind of left us out on the sidelines, but I understand the decision, and it was the right one for the community.
Yeah, and that's just that's 10 weeks out of the year, and they have the rest of the year to do what they love. So, well, tell me a little bit about the people that you've got working with you in Wessington Springs, and don't be afraid to drop a few names, because it takes some people.
Yeah, it really does take some people, and I think it was about 10 years ago that Stana Olinger and Randy Willman really started the program with a grant. I think that's who was involved way back when, and then a couple of other people had sort of led the charge with soccer pretty much by themselves, one person running everything. And then when we moved back to the United States, the person that was before me, I think it was Sandy Jones, was kind of ready to hang up her cleats and shin guards, and so I volunteered to take over, and for a number of years it was really just me registering, taking money, all the forms, everything. And then I got my brother involved. He put up a website for us. He helped me with online registration. And then last year and this year, I've had two families, the Poncelos and the Thompsons, who have really stepped up. And there have been many parents. Our parents do the concession stand. They get their kids where they need to be. It takes a community. It really takes a village to make this stuff happen. I know everybody's busy in small and large towns, but in small communities, we really really have a hard time committing to just one. You sign up for dance class and then that's all you do. That it really doesn't work that way in small communities. So when we set our soccer schedule with the Woonsocket and the Sanborn towns, we kind of have a little league that we play. We get up all the school calendars. We get up. Everybody brings in the other, what is there, some spring football thing now. So we have to look at all of that stuff, and then we try to really hard make it happen for everybody. When is baseball starting? When do we have to have our soccer done? When's Vacation Bible School starting? When are the track meets? Because then we won't have any referees. So.
Well, and that model is always, collaboration is always better than competition, especially when you're trying to teach kids some good stuff.
Absolutely, because we want the kids to be involved and not on the couch in front of video games. So whatever they can be involved in is excellent. But on the other side of that, I do think, not with video games, but kids really do need downtime, and we got to be careful to not overschedule our families. We really do need time at home just to veg, play a board game.
Well,
dribbling the soccer ball under the table.
Yeah, you could get some touches while you're playing Scrabble.
That's right.
Well, I want to thank you for spending a bit of time with us and talking about your program. It was so great to see here 3 contiguous fields full of Wessington Springs players.
Yeah.
That really does my heart good.
Yeah, it does mine too. And like the one little boy, Chase, are really good. We've got some good goalies this year. I really hope the program begins to grows up into the middle school and high school. We did have an opportunity with Mitchell Christian to co-op. They're very willing. We need to convince some people in our community. We have a lot of parent support, and the kids now have grown up playing soccer. We have kids in high school that played from age 6, and they're disappointed they aren't able to play anymore once they hit 14. So we're really going to keep trying to make that happen, because it's important to have those opportunities in small towns.
Well, they've known it around the world for a couple hundred years, and they've known it in the United States for a long time, and now we even know in South Dakota you don't have to be scared of soccer, do you?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. You don't have to be scared. And what I love about it is it's all skill levels. It's girls and boys can play together. It's a lifelong sport. It's a really wonderful way to develop into an adult. So I want to keep plugging away for our program in Wessington Springs.
Plus, if you do enough neat stuff, you're going to end up on Soccer 605.
That's right. I'm so excited. John and Owen have both been on here way before I was. So about time, Randy. Thank you.
Now we got all of them, except, Dad's not on there, but every time he sees me at the camera, he takes off running the other direction.
Yeah, absolutely. He gets a lot of positive press, though. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and keep up the great work in Wessington Springs.
Thank you so much.